The 2026 NFL Combine has officially blown the roof off the league, and the Las Vegas Raiders are at the epicenter of a total veteran overhaul that could change everything. From a record-breaking push for a superstar center to the shocking reality of Geno Smith's trade value, the silver and black are playing chess while the rest of the league plays checkers. Is Mark Davis finally ready to push all his chips into the middle and build a dynasty around a rookie phenom, or are we witnessing the most expensive gamble in franchise history? If you want to stay ahead of every massive roster move and draft day shocker, make sure to smash that like button, share this with the Raider Nation, and subscribe so you never miss an update. The buzz coming out of Indy is deafening, and according to the ultimate insider Matthew Berry, the Raiders have their sights locked on one man, Tyler Linderbaum. We aren't just talking about a standard free agent signing here. We are talking about a guy who is looking to reset the entire market for centers. The reports are saying he's going to command north of $22 million a year, potentially even $25 million. Now, I love a dominant offensive line as much as the next fan, but we have to ask the tough question, is a record-breaking contract for a center actually the smartest way to spend our mountain of cap space? Think about the logic here. The Raiders are sitting on a goldmine of cap room, and the rumor is they want a stud, like Linderbaum, to be the literal centerpiece for the number 1 overall pick. And yes, everyone in the building is operating under the assumption that Indiana's Fernando Mendoza is the pick at number 1. You have a Heisman winner, a national champion, and a 6'5" processing machine coming into the building. You want him protected. But is Linderbaum the right bodyguard? I've looked at the tape, and while Linderbaum is a generational run blocker who fits Clint Kubiak's zone run scheme like a glove, his pass protection is a major red flag. He's currently ranked in the bottom tier of starting centers when it comes to holding the pocket. He gets bullied by the bigger, more physical nose tackles in this league. If we are drafting Mendoza to be the face of the franchise, do we really want a center who struggles against power rushers? We already have a potential superstar in Jackson Powers-Johnson, who allowed 0 sacks in nearly 1,000 college snaps and showed flashes of brilliance at both guard and center before that ankle injury last year. Many insiders believe JPJ could be the best center in the NFL within 2 seasons. Why pay $25 million for Linderbaum when you have a blue-chip talent like JPJ ready to take the reins for a fraction of the cost? Question of the day: would you rather the Raiders spend $25 million a year on Tyler Linderbaum to anchor the run game? Or should we save that money, move Jackson Powers-Johnson to center, and hunt for veteran guards instead? Drop your take in the comments below because this one is splitting the fan base right down the middle. While the O-line debate rages on, the quarterback room is getting even weirder. Everyone assumed Geno Smith was a goner the second Mendoza's name was etched onto the Raiders' draft board. But Dan Graziano is reporting something that will make your head spin. Coaches around the league are actually enamored with Geno's tape from last season. They aren't blaming him for the struggles. They are blaming the Raiders' offensive system. They think the lack of protection and the revolving door at wide receiver made Geno look worse than he is. This creates a massive dilemma for Vegas. Geno is due $18.5 million in guarantees, with another $8 million triggering on the 3rd day of the league year. If the Raiders cut him, they save that $8 million. But if it's a high-stakes game of chicken that is going to play out over the next 7 days. And then there's the Maxx Crosby situation. For weeks, the rumors of a trade have been swirling like a Nevada dust storm. We've heard it all: the 49ers, the Commanders, the Chargers. Jeremy Fowler says the market has cooled and that Crosby's bond with Mark Davis might keep him in Las Vegas for now. But then you have guys like Tom Pelissero saying that if a deal happens, it's happening this week or never. The reality is that Maxx Crosby wants to win. He's 29 years old, he's a premier player at a premier position, and he's tired of losing seasons. If the Raiders are truly in a reset year with a rookie QB, does it make sense to keep an elite pass rusher who could fetch 2 first-round picks and a starter? One GM reportedly asked. Why would you trade him? Because players like Max don't grow on trees. But if you're John Spytek, and you see a chance to load up on 5 or 6 top-tier picks over the next 2 years to build a juggernaut around Mendoza, you have to at least pick up the phone. The Raiders are also reportedly sniffing around Chicago Bears linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. He's 27, he's been in the league for 8 years, and he's been granted permission to seek a trade. While he's a high-end talent, I have to wonder if we should be trading away picks and paying a massive salary for a linebacker when this draft class is absolutely loaded with young talent. Rob Leonard has proven he can mold linebackers into stars. Why trade for Edmunds when you could draft a guy in the second round and build him from the ground up? The veteran market is exploding right now. We're seeing massive names hit the bricks. The Dolphins just released Liam Eichenberg. The Lions moved on from Graham Glasgow. These are the types of low-risk, high-upside moves that actually win Super Bowls. You don't always need the $120 million superstar. Sometimes you just need veteran stability. Look at Elgton Jenkins in Green Bay or Ben Powers in Denver. These guys have massive cap hits and could be available via trade or release soon. If the Raiders can snag 2 veteran guards for $30 million combined rather than 1 center for $25 million, the math just makes more sense. We also saw the Bengals lock up Dalton Risner, and the Lions trade David Montgomery to the Texans. The board is moving, and the pieces are disappearing. The Raiders have the cash, they have the vision, and they have the number 1 overall pick. But having the most money doesn't mean you should spend it all in one place. Building around Fernando Mendoza requires a delicate touch. You need a line that won't get him killed, a veteran presence that can teach him the pro game, and a defense that doesn't force him to score 40 points every Sunday. If the Raiders overpay for Linderbaum and trade away Maxx Crosby, they might be fixing one problem while creating 2 more. As we head into the official start of the league year, the tension in Las Vegas is at an all-time high. Mark Davis has been through enough rebuilds to last a lifetime. He wants a winner in that building, and he wants it now. Whether that winner is built through a record-breaking free agency splurge or a disciplined, draft-heavy approach remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain, the silver and black are the talk of the NFL, and the decisions made in the next week will define this franchise for the next decade. Keep your eyes on the wire, because if Pelissero is right, the Maxx Crosby news is going to drop like a bomb any second. And if Matthew Berry's sources are solid, Tyler Linderbaum might be shopping for houses in Henderson by the weekend. It is a wild time to be a Raiders fan, and I am here for every second of the drama. So, what's it going to be, Nation? Do we go all in on the Ravens West model and pay the center? Or do we stay disciplined, keep our picks, and let the young guys eat? The clock is ticking, the combine is over, and the real season, the season of big checks and bigger trades, is officially here. Stay tuned, because this offseason is just getting started, and you know the Raiders always find a way to keep us guessing. From the quarterback room to the trenches, the revolution is being televised, and it's wearing silver and black. We'll be back with more updates as soon as the news breaks, but for now, the ball is in John Spytek's court. Let's see if he can deliver the championship roster this fan base has been waiting for.